Good afternoon, everyone. It's Poppa-D. Hey, my name's Tim Marshburn. I'm a retired paramedic, and I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel called Poppa-D Rides. Poppa-D is a name that my youngest son calls me, and so I decided to call this Poppa-D Rides, just to hopefully have a catchy name that people will start looking at. I am a retired paramedic. I worked 30 years in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I've been riding motorcycles long distance for about 12 or 13 years now. I've been riding the Harley Road Glide, which is the shark nose Harley. Been riding those since 2011. Here, I'll show you my Road Glide Limited. This is a bike that I'll be taking this summer on my trip, and it's a Road Glide Limited 2020. Not doing too good getting the video of it, but it's a 2020 Road Glide Limited with a 114 motor in it, and it has a stage 2 torque cam. It has tab slip-on exhaust. It is an awesome touring machine, and that's what I will be using as I travel this summer. In 2011, I bought my first Road Glide, and I found a group of fellow Road Glide riders on a forum called roadglide.org, and these guys have a gathering every year we call Shark Week. Harley is called, or the Road Glide is called the Shark Nose Harley, because it has a fixed fairing, and the fairing kind of looks like a shark. So we call it Shark Week. It's actually called the National Road Glide Rally. We have it every year. This will be the 11th year that we've had it, and I've gone to all but one. I didn't have a Road Glide in 2011 when they had the rally. I got my Road Glide shortly thereafter. So I've gone to all since then. And this year I'm recapping and going on some roads that I've been on before. And I'm going to be traveling those roads, and I hope to gather some iconic footage. I'm meeting a buddy of mine. His name is Dan. Dan actually no longer rides a Road Glide. He's got a Batwing fairing on an Ultra Classic. The Harley Street Glide and the Ultra Classics, the Electra Glides, all are on Batwing fairings, and we call Dan Bat Dan for that reason, because he's no longer on a Road Glide. So we give him a hard time about that. He's a great guy, and he's never ridden out through the Dakotas. So we're going to meet in Hannibal, Missouri, and travel together westward toward Carson City, where the National Road Glide Rally is this year. And along the way, we're going to see some iconic stuff. We're going to ride through the Badlands. We're going to ride through the Black Hills. So in the Black Hills, we'll ride the Iron Mountain Road, which was built in the 1930s as the gateway to Mount Rushmore. So we'll ride the Iron Mountain Road over to Mount Rushmore. We're going to ride the Needles Highway in Custer State Park. Maybe do the Wildlife Loop if we have enough time while we're there. We'll spend the night in Keystone, right below Mount Rushmore. And then the next morning, we're riding over toward Yellowstone. But on the way there, we're going to a little town called Red Lodge, Montana. And in order to get to Red Lodge, we have to cross over the Bighorn Mountains. And so we will get some awesome footage on the Bighorn Mountain Range that particular day, and that'll be a video in and of itself. We'll spend the night in Red Lodge, and then the next morning as we leave Red Lodge, that's going to be June 23rd, we're going to ride across the Beartooth Pass. The Beartooth Pass was called the most scenic highway in America by Charles Perrault. Most of that pass is over 10,000 feet of elevation, and it goes from Red Lodge, Montana to Cook City, Wyoming. I hope you get some awesome footage. The last time I was up there, we saw mountain goats at the top. There is snow up there year round. The road is typically only open about 2 months out of the year. It's currently closed. It's scheduled to open this year on May 28th, and we will be riding it on June 23rd. So it will have been open less than a month when we ride it. And from there, we will go into Yellowstone through the northeast entrance and travel through the Lamar Valley and get some awesome footage of the buffalo there in Lamar Valley, and hopefully some other wildlife. Hopefully we can see some other wildlife along the way. I don't know if we'll see coyotes or wolves or maybe even a grizzly, but probably not. What the heck? We'll look and see what we can find. But that'll carry us over toward Mount Washburn. We'll travel over that, over to the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone to get some footage there, and then over to the Grand Prasmatic Spring and Old Faithful. And we will continue our journey. We're just kind of traveling through Yellowstone that day. We're not spending a lot of time there. Can't let too much grass grow under our feet because we have to get to our place we're staying that night. And this is about a 400-mile day that day total. So we really can't sit still long, but we will get some awesome footage inside of Yellowstone and of the Tetons. We'll be in Teton National Park, and I hope to have enough time in the Tetons to get some really good footage. And I've never been to Mormon Row, which is where, if you're familiar with the Tetons, you see all of these pictures of these barns that were built, and the Tetons are in the background from the barns. Very, very scenic, awesome photo opportunities. I'm hoping we have enough time to get there, because I've been to the Tetons now. This will be my 4th time, and I've never made it to Mormon Row. So I'm going to make it this time, I hope. And from there, we will spend the night in Du Bois, Wyoming. And on the 24th, we are meeting with 40 other Road Glide riders from all over the country. And we will socialize that night in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'll get it out in a minute. Cheyenne, Wyoming. And from there, we call this the Gypsy Tour. And so for 3 days, those 40 motorcycles will travel together from Cheyenne, Wyoming, over to Carson City. So we're going to be taking the Lincoln Highway, which is Highway 50. And it was the first cross-country transcontinental highway in America. It went from New York all the way to California. And I believe it begins in New York City and it ends in San Francisco. But we will be traveling the Lincoln Highway. I'll get more details on that as I post the videos of the actual road once we get there. Highway 50, though, from Cheyenne over to Salt Lake City, spend the night in Salt Lake City. From there, I believe it follows the path of I-70. Might be I-80, but I think it's I-70 from Salt Lake City across the Bonneville Salt Flats, and then Highway 50 kind of branches off onto itself. And from there, it's called the loneliest highway in America. It's in Nevada at that point, and it goes through 8 communities in Nevada and 5 mountain passes. You can ride, they say, for hours and not encounter another vehicle. In this case, we'll be 40 of us together, so we'll definitely encounter other vehicles, but we're all together. But it follows the old Pony Express Trail, which, the Pony Express was only in operation for, I think, less than 2 years. And the riders would go to stations. And so there are places there where you could actually stop and go over and see some of the stations that are still located on the road. And so we'll be able to see that, and I'll get some footage of that. And then we're going to stay the night in Ely. I'd say Eli, it's E-L-Y, but they pronounce it Ely, Nevada. There's a very historic hotel there called the Hotel Nevada. It's an old gambling hall hotel. We'll spend the night there, have a great evening, and from there we'll continue through the rest of the mountain passes on over to Carson City. I even got this little passport that they give you. The tourism there gives you this passport. You get stamps in each one of the little towns. If you get 5 of the 8, you can submit that and get a certificate that says, I survived the loneliest highway. That's going to be kind of cool. And then the National Road Glide Rally is going to be held in Carson City. We're calling it the Lake Tahoe. Carson City is just east of Lake Tahoe. It's in that region, Reno, Tahoe area. But the National Road Glide Rally this year is going to be in Lake Tahoe. And we'll be in Carson City. The last time I checked, there were 242 people signed up to attend. We always have some people drop out at the last minute, and some people add on to the last minute. So I expect there to be 230 to 240 people there. That'll probably equate to 180 to 200 motorcycles when it's all said and done. And we have rides planned to go down to Yosemite, and then a circle tour right around Lake Tahoe. They have different rides and routes posted that people can choose from. Now, while I'm there, I will not be on the motorcycle because my wife cannot travel on the motorcycle. Her health will not allow her to do that. She, her sister, and our brother-in-law are going to fly out and meet me there, and we're renting a car so that we can go down and visit Yosemite National Park. We had to get a special pass, a day pass to get in there. I've already got that reserved. We're going to go down. It's going to take all day basically to get down there and back. We go down and spend the day in Yosemite Valley and hopefully get up to, I think it's called Glacier Point. big point that you can see everything there. When I was in Yosemite before, I missed that spot. I've been to Yosemite, I've been to the valley, I've camped there with my youngest son on the motorcycle on the Tioga Road. And so we're going to go down there and check that out, but we'll be in a car. But I will get footage of other motorcycles riding in Yosemite Valley and riding probably the Tioga Pass. I'll try to get as much footage as I can to post on here. But my day in Yosemite will be posted on this channel, but it will not be on a motorcycle. But I hope to get some footage around Lake Tahoe. And then once the National Road Glide Rally is over with, Shark Week is over with, Dan and I will travel eastward together once again. And our plan is to go back across Highway 50 over toward Bryce Canyon and ride across the Hog's Back, they call it, at Grand Escalante. It's the Grand Escalante staircase area, if you're familiar with that. I'll post it though, and we'll spend the night in Torrey, right outside of Capitol Reef. And the next day we'll ride down toward Lake Powell, the headwaters of Lake Powell. I believe it's Glen Canyon we'll be going through from Hanksville down toward Blanding, but I'm not going to make it all the way to Blanding. My plan is once we get down there and cross over Lake Powell, there's a road called the Mookie Dugway that takes you to the Valley of the Gods. And the Mookie Dugway is an old mining road, and it basically goes down a lot of switchbacks down the face of a mesa and takes you into the Valley of the Gods. The issue with it is it's 8 miles, 6 to 8 miles of unpaved road with sheer drop-offs. But hey, we can handle that. It's very doable on a motorcycle. I've watched other people do it. I've read about it. I've had friends that have encouraged me to do it. I've had friends do it in a Jeep, but nobody on a motorcycle that I know personally. Anyways, when we come off of the Mookie Dugway, we'll actually be in Mexican Hat, right outside of Monument Valley, at the edge of Monument Valley. So we'll travel through Monument Valley. We'll stop for a photo op at the Forrest Gump Point and travel Monument Valley, do some sightseeing there, and then we're making our way over to Taos, New Mexico. And in Taos, we'll spend the night. Hopefully, I can get a place that they have all these old travel trailers that you can stay in. And I was not able to reserve one yet because it's a 2-night minimum. They wouldn't give me a 1-night stay until it got closer. So I'm hoping to call this week and get that reserved. If not, we're staying in the Taos area either way. Pardon me. And from there, my route is kind of up in the air. I had planned on going down I-40 and parts of Route 66 and seeing some of the iconic stuff along Route 66, which I've done before, but I've not captured it on video. The problem is I-40 is shut down in Memphis because of a bridge crack. And so they shut the bridge down, and I have to find a way to get across the Mississippi River in order to get home. Dan's got to go back to Ohio, so we may take a more northern route from Taos. Or we may still drop down to I-40 and make time and then head north. And I want to try to stay with Dan as long as I can, but he's got to book home, so we don't have a lot of time to mess around. Either way, I hope to get a lot of video content to start my YouTube channel. So each one of these days will probably wind up being a video in and of itself. I really don't know a lot about how to do YouTube. I've had a channel for a while under my own personal name, but it was just to post a few videos that my kids could see and family could see and friends could see. And they got a few videos. I don't think I've got over 100 videos on any one particular video, 100 views on any one particular video. I'm hoping to change that, and I hope to put out some awesome content. I've got to learn how to put the YouTube banners on here, how to put a little bell over here and a little slit there, and in video links and all the stuff that you do. I don't even have a computer yet. Right now I'm doing everything on my phone and my iPad. I bought an Instant 360 camera so I can get some awesome footage. I've got an old GoPro that I'll probably take some still shots with. I'm probably going to get a better GoPro to get audio so I can actually narrate, for lack of a better term, while I'm riding. But for this trip this summer, I'll be capturing the video on the Instant 360. I'll be doing some introduction things like this and some video clips when we're not on the bike with my iPhone. Then I will, basically edit some voice into the rides that I put out. I just don't have the money to buy another camera to get all the audio stuff set up yet. My next purchase is to get a laptop so I can do better editing, and I think I'll need that to actually make this YouTube channel be a success. If you know how to do those things, put a comment down here and tell me how to do that better. If you're willing to help a little fat man figure this out. But either way, I'm gonna have a blast. And so I live in North Carolina. I live about an hour and a half away from the Blue Ridge Parkway. I do frequent rides toward the mountains of North Carolina. I love to ride up there. I'm familiar with a lot of the roads. And so what I hope to do is do some ride videos of some of the great riding in and around right here where I live, and post that content onto my YouTube channel with the rides, the routes, how to get there, places to stop, places to see, and I'm going to have fun doing it. Even if I don't get a big YouTube following, so be it. I'm going to have fun doing this. It'll be something that my kids and my grandkids can look back and see, that's what Poppa-D did. The reason I'm calling myself Poppa-D, that's what my my youngest son calls me, Poppa-D. I don't know how he started calling me Poppa-D, but he did, and it kind of stuck. And I've got an affinity for it. My grandkids, my oldest granddaughter calls me Pop Pop. I almost named the channel Pop Pop Rides, but my medium or middle granddaughter, medium's not the right way to say that, my middle granddaughter, who's 2.5, calls me Paw Paw, real countrified like, because we live here in Gaston County, and you got to speak Gastonese if you're from here. Anyway, she calls me Paw Paw, and the youngest grandbaby is not even a year old yet, so she's really not talking or calling me anything. But I figured I couldn't just say Pop Pop, because one grandbaby calls me that, and the others are calling me Paw Paw right now. So Poppa-D is a name unique to me, at least as far as I know, and I wanted to have a unique, catchy name for my YouTube channel. So Poppa-D Rides is what it wound up being. For now, I'm focusing primarily on motorcycle trips and footage of those motorcycle trips. It may grow into more, but if you made it this far, thank you. I think I'm supposed to say click like and hit the notification bell and subscribe. Whatever all those things are, I'll figure it out later. But if you can help me, put a comment down here and tell me. Otherwise, thank you for sticking out this long with me rambling, and have a blessed day. I will catch you on the flip side. And next time I post something, hopefully it'll be some awesome video content from the bike. I'm doing some trial and error as soon as I get off my mounts in. I've been playing with the Insta360 camera and learning how to edit it, but real small clips of my dog walking around and me walking around here in the yard. Nothing from the bike yet, but that's coming. Stay tuned. Have a great day.